All right, today I'm going to show you our last section in the first semester, which is section 5.5. Section 5.5 and 5.4 are going to go hand in hand with each other. If you remember yesterday, simple interest, formula I equals PRT. P stands for principal, that's the amount of money you have. R is your interest rate, which we usually put in as a decimal. And then T is your time in years. So if they give you something like months, you have to make a fraction out of it and then put it into your formula. Now, same thing's going to happen with compound interest, although they give you some different time frames here. So if they say monthly, we're still going to do fractions for this. How many months are there in a year? 12. So if they want 1 month, that would be 1/12. So if they ask you to do monthly, your fraction you're going to use is 1/12. Quarterly, does anybody know the fractions for quarterly? 1/4. And here's where that 1/4 comes from. If you break a year, 12 months into quarters, you get 3/12. 3/12 equals 1/4. So you can use either of those formulas. Most of the time we'll use 1/4. That's the most common one.
But if we lose it,
Am I losing you guys? Semi-annually. Does anybody know what semi-annually is?
1/6.
1/6, you're close.
2/12.
2/12 would be 1/6. You're close. Semi-annually is going to be twice a year. You do twice a year, 2 out of the 12 months. Wait a minute. Twice a year. So every 6 months, you do 6/12. Questioning myself as I do this. 6/12 would reduce to 1/2. That's the one we'll use there. You can either use 6/12 or 1/2. But semi-annual is every 6 months. So 6/12 would reduce to 1/2. Those are the most common fractions you will use when you put it into the formula. Also, they could do daily, which would be 1 out of 365, but that's not very common. So if you do get daily, it's 1 over 365. Now, what we're going to do is the exact same thing we did with simple interest, except with compound interest, you're going to do it more than once. So you're still going to be given a dollar amount for your principal. You're still going to be given an interest rate, which will change to a decimal. And then this time they're going to tell us compounded quarterly. So we're going to use our fractions here for the time. And the question they want to know here is how much interest are you going to earn at the end of the second quarter? So when you do compound interest, we're going to do it more than once. So here we're going to do it for 2 quarters because they want to figure out how much we have at the end of the second quarter. And to do this, you go right back to your simple interest formula, I equals PRT. And the first time around here, we have $5,000 for our principal. The rate is still 8%. I'll put that in as 0.08. And then our time is going to be quarterly. What fraction are we going to use as quarterly? We want to compound quarterly. What fraction do you use for quarterly?
1/4.
1/4. That's supposed to be a 4 right there. Okay. Now you're just going to put that in the calculator. Let me grab my calculator. 5,000 times 0.08 times 1 divided by 4 gives us $100. So at the end of the first quarter, you have earned $100 of interest on your account. Now that's not what they want to know. They want to know how much you're going to have, how much money you're going to earn at the end of the second quarter. So we have to do this all over again. So now when you go to the second quarter, your account is earned $100 in interest. So you no longer have $5,000 in your account. That $100 gets added back into your account. So now how much would you have in your account at the end of this first quarter? What's that? More than 100. You had a 5,000 to start with. 5,100. That $100 gets added into there. So when you go to the second quarter, your principal is going to change. Instead of it being $5,000, you now have $5,100. Your interest rate's still going to be the same, 8%. We're still going to do quarterly, so it's 1/4. So the only thing that changed here is your principal got bigger because you earned interest that first quarter. So now you put that in the calculator, 5,100 times 0.08 times 1 divided by 4. That comes out to $102. All right, now the question they want to know is how much interest did you earn at the end of the second quarter? Well, the first quarter you earned $100. The second quarter you earned 102. So at the end of the second quarter, how much interest did you earn on that account? First quarter you earned 100. Second quarter you earned 102. How much total did you make?
$2.
What's that?
$2.
More than 2. More than 102. You got 100 the first quarter, 102 the second quarter. That's 202. If you add those together, 100 plus 102 gets you $202. So on this compound interest account, you earned $202 in interest. And that's what they want to know, how much money you earned at the end of the second quarter. And that's all there is to it. So the thing to remember with simple interest, you just do it one time. Use your formula one time. If you're doing compound interest, you're going to do it more than once. And every time you compute the interest, you add the interest back into your account. So your second time around, you're going to have more money in your account than when you originally started. Any questions with that? Okay.